Good evening, sir.
Yeah, good evening.
Good evening, sir.
Yeah, good evening, Chaitanya. Right, good evening, Ashfaq. Right. So, last session where we were. Yeah. Today, we'll learn about language interoperability. Okay. And in this language interoperability, something very important, we'll learn through example. First, we'll learn example. Okay. Then I'll come back and write the technical things that which are connected with that word. What is it? First, we'll understand through examples so that confusion will not be there. Okay. Direct, if I come up that about that word, you may not understand. Okay. May create confusion. So better I take example then. Okay. Right. See, we'll have two things now. Two things. Right. One end C# language and one end VB language. It's like two teams. Yesterday's example. Okay. What I would do in C#, I developed one program. In VB also, I developed one program. In VB also, I developed one program. Obviously, language difference. Language is different. Many things may change. Many things, many. It's not one, two. Many may change. Though both are Microsoft developed languages only, but still, they cannot be same. No? Some changes may be there. Okay, let me talk an example of data types. Data types. C# uses a data type called int for integer values. Okay. In VB.NET, we represent integer values with the word integer, complete word integer. And now point is, yeah, integer. Okay, now what I'm saying, listen carefully. Now what I'm saying, if at all, I'm writing a program in C#, who will understand that program? Obviously, C# compiler will understand. When you're writing a code in C#, who will understand that code? C# will understand. C# compiler will understand. If I'm writing a code in VB language, VB compiler will understand. If I'm writing a program in C language, C compiler will understand. If I write a program in Java, Java compiler will understand. Simple as that. But now. Point is, since I said that we want to integrate the code. We want to integrate the code developed in two different languages. Word. So obviously, int is C# terminology. How VB will understand that? Definitely cannot. Integer is VB terminology. Obviously, C# cannot understand that. VB terminology, only VB can understand. C# terminology, only C# can understand. But I said, we have that facility in .NET. We have a facility in .NET. You can make VB code to run from C#. You can make C# code to run from VB. But how you make this understand? How you make int understand to VB? And how you make integer understand to C#? Because two different things. For that reason, Microsoft has made what? One special data type. Neutral data type. Mediator. Who knows both? What is that data type? Int 32. Int 32. But how do you write? Okay, better you refer like this. System.int. What is it? We don't know. For understanding, I wrote system. But it is generated. It is generated by system. Software provided. And you link like this. Now you link like this. Int, you link with system.int32, and you link this with int. Yeah. You link with both, I'm saying both. Understand clearly, please. You link with both. So you can say like this. Integer, directly C# will not understand. Integer, C# directly cannot understand. Then how does it? And VB cannot understand int directly. Then what would you do? Yes. Now I say integer will come to int 32, and int 32 will take responsibility to make C# understand. And when VB wants to understand about int will go to system.int32, and that system.int32, it will link to, it will make integer understand about int. Yeah. It goes like this. Int will come to system.int32, and system.int32 takes responsibility and makes integer understand about int. And when integer wants to get access by C#, integer will come to system.int32, and system.int32 will make int understand about integer. That is the reason this is what you call. What is int 32? Int integer 32 bits, 4 bytes memory. And I wrote system defined. Built-in type. And you call this as CTS, common type system. Where it is being used? It is being used by CLR, runtime process. Yes. Go for it. You have anything to ask me on it? Go ahead. Otherwise, I'll come back and write the technical points on this topic. When you see this practically, will give you a very clear picture. And then you find the importance of CTS. Why it has been referred common type system. Remember, it is a component available in CLR. It is a component available in CLR. As JIT compiler was there, similarly CTS will also be there in it.
Sir,
Yes.
hello, sir.
Yeah, go ahead.
Sir, int is converted to system int 32.
No. I didn't say conversion. Convert nahi. It reference बोल सकते हैं आप. Reference.
Reference. Okay.
Int will contact system.int32. And it will say, make VB understand about me. So int32 will take responsibility, and VB it will make understand about int.
Okay.
कैसा बोलते वो क्या बोलते उसको? What do you call recommendation type? Int will go to system.in32 and system.in32 will make integer understand about int. And when VB is giving, yes.
रेफरेंस पास करेंगे जैसे पाइथन में करते हैं वैसे रेफरेंस
like it's बोल रहा ना, it's a kind of क्या बोलते हैं उसको, reference only. It's kind of recommendation. Int is saying make VB understand about int. Then system.in32 says, okay, you give me, I'll explain VB. And when VB wants C# to communicate, VB will go again to system.in32 and VB will say, explain C# about integer. That system.in32 will take care of.
Okay, sir. Understood.
I gave example for integer. You may have various data types, no?
Yes.
Just simple to understand. I gave example of integer. Otherwise, there are, for every data type, there is one CTS available, that which Microsoft has provided as something called neutral data types. Neutral types. There is a reason they gave the name as common type system. Common for both.
Okay, sir.
Okay, fine then. Yeah. Anything else?
Hello, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, okay, it's clear, sir, regarding data type. You explain. What about this is okay, sir, regarding data type, the system in 32 will do this activity. But, sir, Visual Basic and C# is having different, apart from data type, they have different syntax. Okay.
Doesn't matter. Target, वो क्या है? Common type. Target is data type. How they are different in working, how they are going to communicate is immaterial for us. Our aim is, I want them to exchange data. C# data, I want to use in VB data, I want to use in C#. To deal with data, we need data type. For that data type, we got CTS.
Okay, sir. This is for data type, but in Visual Basic and C#, we are writing lots of instruction. I'm talking about data type, like printing. So for other instruction, which is not related to the data type, because C# and VB language both is having different syntax for other instruction. In that scenario, who will come, sir, to
you? No. See, that is what I was saying. In that case, target is framework. Target is framework.
Okay.
Because
framework will handle this syntax.
Because actually framework they design as common. Framework is not for one. Framework is common for all. Next, I have one topic connecting with this. Your point will be clarified. I'll come up with one more architecture in my coming classes.
Okay.
Related to your question. Then you'll get to know about it.
Okay.
But this topic, I'm saying, this topic, language interoperability, this topic is connected with data types only. Okay. Okay. Now, let me define CTS, common type system. It defines how types are declared, used, and managed in runtime. Yeah. It is also important part of runtime, which supports cross-platform integration. I'll give you example. And I mentioned data types used in C#.NET differs with the data types used in VB.NET. Hence, when application of these languages need to be executed together, then the problem will be solved in .NET through CTS. It contains list of data types that are common for both languages through which CLR understands. It will allow C# to invoke VB code and vice versa. Hence, language interoperability has become possible in .NET Bus. This is overview technical things related with CTS. Right. Now, remaining features, I'll just write for theory. We don't go with explanation. 1. Supports all OOPS concepts. 5. Supports to work with database programming, that is called ADO.NET. Now, under this ADO.NET, we have 3 modules to learn. ADO.NET. And we have 3 modules. One you call connected model, that is called managed provider. Second, ADO.NET, which you call disconnected model. And then we have ADO.NET that you call as entity framework, that you call as EDM, entity data model. When I start this topic, at that time we'll study. Big topic and lot technical things are there to study about it with real-time scenarios. Okay. That is 5th feature. Now we're not going to study. Just remember, theoretical. OOPS, when I start, I'll explain about OOPS. When ADO.NET will start, I'll talk about ADO.NET, database concepts. 6th one, that which you call that supports to develop different types of applications. 7th, it is strictly typed language. We don't know about them. Practicals, coming classes we learn. Then supports to develop background processes with the help of Windows services. 9th, supports to develop 3-tier architecture with the help of distributed programming. Supports to work with multi-threading. And finally, supports to work with the WPF, Windows Presentation Foundation. This is one more part. These are the features we just write for theory. Coming classes, when that relevant topic starts, we'll study in detail. Okay. 1 second, please. 1 second. Okay. Now we are going to learn next part, that which you call as, now we are going to learn about common language runtime, CLR. It is responsible for managing .NET code. CLR related files are copied into C:/Windows/System32 folder. Okay. Working of CLR. I'll refer this to .png file so that you can understand how it is going to work for us. After that, I'll discuss other things. Okay, fine. Open paintbrush. Now imagine this is the story. .NET now we have two things available. Yeah. One C#, one VB. Okay. C# language, VB language. Okay. C#. Okay. Now, what would you do? Say, for example, you have written one program. Okay. Here also you have written one program. Okay. Mention. You wrote one program. Both I'm saying both. You wrote this program in C# and you wrote one program in VB as well. Okay. Application you call, no problem. Program or application. What would you do? You give this program to respective compilers. Okay. Here you give this to C# language compiler. Language compiler, I mean. Same thing you give to VB as well. Okay. Now, what language compiler will do? Important. Language compiler will generate assembly. Yes, this will generate assembly. This will also generate assembly. Compiler generated file. Assembly. Okay, assembly. Assembly. And now both assemblies, whether it is C language generated assembly or it is VB.NET generated assembly, both are given to CLR for execution. CLR. That's what you call Common Language Runtime. Yeah. CLR. See how the things have worked. Development got separate. Compilation got separate. Assemblies separate. But when it has come to execution, both are done by one component. CLR is involved here. Yeah. Go ahead. You have anything to ask in this? Ask. Otherwise, let me continue and proceed with the rest of the things.
It's okay, sir.
Okay? Chalo, right now. Let me save this as
Okay, sir.
Okay, okay. Now, come back. And remember, as far as CLR is concerned, it has got many components available in it that you can call approximate. I'll write 11 approximate of 11 to 10 to 12 components, something we have 10 to 12. Some I'll write that which we come across frequently to study. What we know is JIT compiler, just in time. Just now we studied CTS, common type system. Common type system. Both we studied. JIT compiler we studied in a case where I was talking about compilation, execution, separate process. And CTS is common type system. Just now we studied that we got common data types that will make language interoperable. That part we covered. Now, going forward, we have other components as well. And in that component, there is one component by name called AMM, called Automatic Memory Management. Fourth, they call GC, called Garbage Collector. And fifth, they call SM, Security Manager. And sixth, they call EM, Exception Management. And seventh, they call CL, called Class Loader. So on we have. Components of CLR. Then what advantages of provided by CLR? One, you can say, simplified things vastly. Simplified development. Second, integration of code written in various languages. Yes, integration, that point, language interoperability. Then we have something, code reuse through implementation inheritance. Nothing to worry. Oops, I'll cover this. Practical, it is practical. Then we have automatic object lifetime management. Yeah, these are advantages that are provided by whom? CLR. Now, before I go, let me give you one first idea about these two, AMM and GC. Both overview I'll give you, like, so that you can understand. You know something? Till C++, these two languages, in C and C++, both I'm saying both, in C and C++ languages, memory handling was completely in the control of programmer. Completely. It was in the control of programmer. Means memory allocation was a job of programmer. memory deallocation is also a job of programmer. So when we used to allocate and deallocate memory, we used to face lot of problems in that. Lot of problems. And because of that, we even have faced lot of issues, especially in a case where you want to deallocate memory. So in advanced programming languages, what the different companies which has developed different advanced programming languages, what they said is, let us not put this pressure on programmer. Memory allocation, memory deallocation, no. Let us take away that facility from programmer and we will keep with us. Now software will take care of memory allocation, memory deallocation. As a programmer, your involvement is not needed at all. Both are in the control of software now. Java also deals with the same. C# VB also deals with the same. You just say what you want, right? By writing the line, software will understand and it will allocate memory in that particular area where it is suitable. And once the program is over, and if your program is running 24/7 program, your application is running 24/7, continuously running, and in that, because of object-oriented programming, you might have created n number of objects, and then garbage collector comes into picture. Garbage collector always will be monitoring. What it will monitor? It will check which objects were created for very long back, which are not used. They are created, but they are not used. Such type of all objects garbage collector will collect, and at once memory is deallocated. Both are automatic. Memory allocation is automatic. Memory deallocation is automatic. Okay. Right. And next part that we study is base class libraries. BCL, and framework class libraries, FCL. Yes. And this is what my experience. What I suggest is to learn any programming language. Any. Okay. Learning curve should be any, I'm saying, please, not particular to C#, any programming language. If you want to learn, your learning curve always should be like this. Knowledge on rules of that language. First, you should understand this. When you write a program in C, what rules you have to follow? When you write a program in C++, what rules you have to follow? You should have knowledge of rules. Without having knowledge of those rules, you cannot get into a process of writing a program. Plus one more thing required. That is API required to develop applications. This is the best way of learning programming language. Now, definitely you may come up with, what do you mean by rules? That includes n number of things. Roughly, I'll write what rules? Yeah, one rule is this is also rule. Declaring Variables. Rule, it is rule. Use of operators. Obviously, things differ. I'm not saying like everywhere operators will be same. No, operators may change. Then working with arrays, creating functions, calling functions. Rules may change. Many, I gave roughly some few things which have come to my mind. I wrote that. Not necessary that every time you have these rules and everywhere you follow the same. No, if your language has a support of functions, you should learn about functions first. If your language supports arrays, you should have knowledge of arrays. Rules to work with arrays, rules to work with functions, rules to work with operators. One basic point you can say. BCL includes basic and mostly used libraries. Well, base class libraries in development of application like string, datetime, etc. FCL includes all the libraries that are used at C#.net, VB.net, and what else we have? ASP.net, ADO.net, etc. Advanced. Now I'll explain you your doubt. Now I'll clarify. You asked me, languages, syntaxes will be different and all. That part now I'll cover so that you can make out things, how, when they are different, how they are going to manage the things. Okay, fine. Right. What I should write? Architecture. What I should say? Architecture of BCL and FCL refer to .png file. Okay. Chalo, right. Let me draw this. Here, see, all I cover, all. This is one language, C#, okay? This is one language, VB. This is ASP.NET. Okay, let's write them. C#.NET, VB.NET, ASP.NET. Languages, technology. Okay. For reference, C#.NET, VB.NET, ASP.NET. They both come under category of languages, and this comes under technology. Okay. Okay. Now next, listen. What types of applications they develop? Obviously, languages has got their own way of developing application, and ASP.NET has its own way of developing application. Obviously, they will not be same, no? Definitely, they're different. Okay, chalo, right. I'll describe what application they develop. Overview, at least you should have, no? Okay, I'll write here. What applications they develop. Both I'm saying. Okay, here you call console-based applications. Okay. What else? Windows Forms applications. Okay. Here. ASP.NET. What it develops? Here I said Windows Forms, no? Here I'll write Web Forms. Web Forms. And second, I'll say web services. Yes. Web forms, web services. What is this? Yeah. These two develop these applications. ASP.NET develops these types of it. But remember one thing. Though they both develop different types of application, but they both will use common software. Common. Both of them will use common. What is it? That is what I was calling base class libraries, framework. Base class libraries. क्या बोलते हैं इसको? BCL. Framework class libraries. Libraries, FCL. Yes. Common this is. Languages different, technology different, but both of them are going to use same BCL, FCL. And this BCL, FCL, after using, they give it for execution again to one common platform. Yeah, common. That is common language runtime. CLR. Yes. Common for all. And this CLR will make your application fit on Windows operating system. Yeah. Windows 7, 8, 10, 11. Any operating system, but related with Windows. Yes. Who will take CLR? Will take it to Windows operating system. This is the total working process of our concept. Yeah.
Sir, I have one small doubt.
Yeah, go for it.
Sir, in C#.NET, VB.NET, before also you told it is a language, and ASP.NET technology.
Yeah.
I have little bit doubt why we are putting ASP.NET under technology part and C#.
Technology. Why we are calling it as technology. Okay. One simple point I'll say. When you talk about ASP.NET individually cannot handle total development. Cannot handle. It requires support of one language. Okay. Why it requires support of language? Simple. ASP.NET. Under ASP.NET, we don't have what? If conditions, looping constructs, classes, objects, control statements. You understand? So these things are missing in ASP.NET. That is the reason it takes support of language to write the logic. Do you understand now? Technology. It has only web, it knows web application to develop, web application to run, but it doesn't do any logical process. If conditions, I said many examples, looping construct, these all who will support, who will provide? Languages will give you. C# will give you a support to ASP.NET.
Sir, so that means the for writing the code like
Logic.
that will come from language side. Then
Exactly.
what is the role for ASP.NET?
I said no. We got a support of, I said, server interaction, request response.
Like talking with the web server, like
server request response, and to do that process, whatever support it requires, like sending a request. So your application going to server is one process, internal something happens. That is what you call HTTP protocol. And HTTP protocol is not related to language. It is of ASP.NET.
Okay.
And that HTTP protocol has nothing to do with logic. We are not writing anything in HTTP related to loops, conditions, input-output statements and all.
Okay.
Like similar to similar to Java is language and technology like Servlet and JSP.
Correct. Bas. Advantages of FCL. 1. Language independent, completely object-oriented, packaged with .NET framework in the form of DLL files. We don't know, we'll understand clearly in my coming classes. Nothing to worry on it. That's it. Theoretical things are over. We will begin with our practical sessions. Next class, we'll start with practical sessions.